about 10, 11 degrees across the GTA.
Generally, I think I might have the worst look ever. As I'm recording a video for the Pocket 3, DJI decides to drop the Pocket 4. Just my luck. And just so you know, it's officially out now, so you can buy it whenever you want to. I've been waiting for the Pocket 4 for what feels like forever now. I had a feeling it was gonna drop this year, but I just didn't think it was gonna drop so soon. Also, I heard there might be a Pro version dropping in June. I think I'm gonna wait for that one. Let me know if you already bought the standard 4 or if you're gonna wait for the Pro version. So I guess I'm gonna have to change around the concept of this video. So instead of going in depth about the Pocket 3, I think it makes more sense to talk about how I personally use it in my daily life, especially if you're thinking of buying the Pocket 4. But first, let me get back inside the crib.
So I've bought many cameras over the years, most of them looking a little something like this. Now, even though iPhones are cool, I've always been an iPhone guy ever since I was a little kid. It's nothing like the Pocket 3. I use it every day, and honestly, I might even use it as much as I do my phone. That's how much I love this thing. I bought this camera because I wanted to level up my content, and I feel like ever since I made the decision to make that purchase, I forced myself to learn how to use this camera. Now I'm learning how to edit, color grade, and make content. It feels like I tapped into a creative side of myself that I never knew I had, all because I pushed myself to try and learn something new. I've become so invested that I've even bought filters for my camera. These particular lenses are ND filters, and as you can see, they reduce the exposure in the shot. But anyways, let me not get too far ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning with my morning routine. Alright, so I can't start my day off right if I haven't been to the gym. Especially now that summer's right around the corner, it's more important than ever that I stay disciplined and focus on myself. Last thing I want to do right now is lift weights. It is what it is. I always feel like this once I start, but you know, once I'm done, I always feel like the sense of satisfaction, like proud of myself. Proud because I pushed myself. One of the reasons I dubbed this the ultimate gym camera has to be because of how portable it is. And that's exactly what I expect from a camera that literally has pocket in its name. Alright, so real quick, because I don't want this to turn into a review, in case you guys were wondering how light this thing really is, I'll show you some of the specs on the screen right now. So for me, what makes this such a great gym camera is the fact that it's portable, which makes it convenient. And because of its size, it doesn't bring a lot of attention to myself. And that about wraps up my morning gym session. It was only supposed to be shoulders and arms, but I guess I got carried away and started working on chest. Let's move on. Alright, getting back on track, like I said earlier, I like to use this for gym content, running, and training, but I haven't named what this camera is actually known for: vlogging. So I've heard a lot of people call this the #1 vlogging camera, and as much as I want to agree with them, and I do agree with them, I just don't know if it would be fair coming from me because of how much of a beginner I am. You know what I mean? For me, there's two ways you can vlog. You can pick up the camera, adjust the shot until you're happy, and then press play, or you can activate Face Track, which scans your face while you're moving. So the camera will automatically follow you as you're walking and talking. Here's a comparison between the two. Personally, I feel like face tracking is much better. Let me know which one you think is the best. Honestly, it depends on the vibe that you're going for. What I will say is that I've heard that using active track uses more battery as opposed to adjusting the shot manually. So if you want, you can manually adjust the frame like I'm doing right now. And I guess you could walk in the direction and talk and vlog, whatever you have to do. But I personally found that with the face tracking, I don't really have to worry about any of that. It's just one less thing I gotta think about. Just like everything, face tracking is not perfect. I personally found that in like low light areas, it has a hard time tracking the faces. So keep an eye out on that. If you're one of those people who like to plan ahead of time and plan your shots, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Especially if you're like me and you bought the Creator Combo, it gives you an extra battery pack which can come in super clutch if you know you're going to be recording for a long time or shooting vlog/reviews like this one. Vlogging is one of those things I'm still building up the confidence to actually do. Sometimes it could be weird to talk to your camera in front of other people, but I like to think that the more I do it, the more I become immune to that feeling because I just care about making YouTube videos so much more than I care about what other people think. Actually, surprisingly enough, wearing AirPods really helps me out. I don't know why, it just gives me a boost of confidence just to lock in and say what I have to say, take my shot. So if you want to build up more confidence when you're vlogging outside, maybe that might be step number 1. All right, so there you go. That's how I personally use the Pocket 3 in my daily life. I mean, I hope it gave you a good insight to how you can use this thing, but I didn't even touch on all the other features that this thing can really do, like accessories, filters, all of that. So is it worth it? I mean, look, when I'm trying to buy something expensive, I always try to think of the value to use ratio. Am I going to be using this every day? Am I going to be using this every other day? Or am I going to be using this like once a week? I had an old boss that told me once, you know, invest in the things you do daily. I like to use this all the time. I'm personally thinking of getting the 4 Pro, but even if you're a casual, this thing is so good that I would still recommend you to buy it. If you want to record family events or, you know, time with friends, why not? I mean, it's such a good camera. All right, so should you upgrade to the Pocket 4 Pro or just stay with the standard, or maybe even stay with the 3? Well, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because we don't really have all the information. I've only heard that it might have a 3x zoom. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll just have to wait for the next upcoming days, but I don't really see it being any more better than what we've already seen with the 4. And even if it is better, the casual viewer probably won't understand why it's better or what to even do with it. So maybe in that case, the best thing would be to get the 4, the standard 4. And if you're someone who you're committed, if you want to learn how to properly use your camera, then who knows, maybe the 4 is the one for you. Or maybe the same thing will happen to you, what happened to me, where you buy the camera and now you feel obligated and committed to having to learn how to actually use your camera. That's just my take on it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and what I should review next. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.